Mr. Chairman, thank you, gentlemen, for being here. Admiral, I want to follow up on Senator Kelly's Golden Dome discussion. I've been one of the senators who have been very focused on missile defense for a long time, including Golden Dome. Senator Kramer and I here on the committee have focused a lot on that. Our Golden Dome Act that we introduced last year, a lot of that was in the NDAA. General Gutlein mentioned that he clearly thought we had the technology to do this. I think we have the leadership. Certainly the president has made this a priority of his, which is important for getting an initiative of this size and complexity completed. You have a lot of interest in Congress. You have good funding from the Working Families Tax Cuts Act that we got done in July. But one of the things that General Gutlein mentioned that could be a challenge was actually not the technology, but the organizational structure within the U.S. government to make this happen. You know, kind of in a hearing a number of months ago, we talked about this in some ways like Manhattan Project 2.0. That's the scale. So can you give me a sense from your perspective on how this is moving forward and where we need to continue to focus? As I mentioned in the NDAA, Senator Kramer and I were able to get a lot of elements of legislation supporting and accelerating the Golden Dome initiative into law, but I'd like your assessment.
So STRATCOM is one of the key COCOMs that is supporting Joe Gutlein's leadership on this effort. And STRATCOM, Joe Whiting at SpaceCom, and then Joe Gio at NORTHCOM in particular for the joint force. And from my perspective, Joe Gutlein's providing superb leadership.
Yeah, I think he's doing a great job too.
Yeah. Right now, he's focused on the various capabilities, the as-is capabilities in terms of the architecture to sense, detect, and track, and integrating that, all of that information so you have a data layer that enhances our ability to detect and track any kind of inbound threat. And then integrating the command and control associated with that, to your point about, you know, the organizational alignment, what's the optimum organizational alignment associated with that? And that's where he's focused for technology demonstration this summer on the command and control capability and how we've advanced that. And there's a number of innovative companies that are closely aligned in supporting that effort. And I'm highly encouraged. We could talk more in a classified setting, but I'm highly encouraged by the progress that they're making.
Good. I am as well. Let me, you mentioned sense, detect, track, and there's one more element in that chain, and that's kill. A lot of that currently, those elements of missile defense are based in Alaska. Actually, most of them in terms of ground base. Interceptors, tracking. One of the things I've been concerned about, Admiral, is in 2017, again, working directly with the President and his team, my bill, the Advancing America's Missile Defense Act, passed as part of the NDAA. It called for more ground-based missile interceptors at Fort Greely, which we built out, 20 more silos, but they're empty, and they remain empty, which to me makes zero sense. How quickly are we going to fill those 20 empty silos with the next generation ground-based missile interceptor? It seems to me a huge miss in our current posture to protect the country when we have missile interceptor silos that are built, ready to go, and they're empty, and they remain empty.
Senator, I do not have the exact details on that. I'll take that as a lookup and come back to you.
Okay.
And work with Joe Gutlein. I know we have challenges in our defense industrial base in terms of delivering, you know, at scale, some of the capabilities that we need.
And let me just thank you on that. And for the record, General Whiting, I would appreciate if you can give me a sense and I don't want to run over my time here, so I'll just ask the question if you can provide it. On a lot of your missions, a key anchor point on that is Clear Space Force Station in Alaska, and I'm just wondering if you are looking at other missions and capabilities and build-out of that critical area, particularly with the long-range discrimination radar that's now up and running, is probably the most important ground-based radar system in the world. But if you can get back to
So
me
thank
for
you,
a
and
question for the record on that. Thank
We
you.
will take that on the record. Thank you very much, Senator Sullivan, Senator Rosen.